Hey everybody, Brian Good here. Quick update on Storm Talk and briefly talk about the short range because really not a lot happening in the short range, which is good for once. And then I'll talk about some new data for the upcoming winter that came in the past 24 hours. I'll share with you guys in a few moments. First off, for outlooks today, chance for a few thunderstorms, and really it's not going to be here. I'm not sure why SPC has us in that zone. It's all to our south, so no issues with that today. For tomorrow, I would actually say it probably would be a little closer to I-64 than what is shown here, so kind of the opposite thinking here from SBC. But anyway, as we head into Friday, nice change here, and I'm seeing that to be in support of a lot of the models here. We're not seeing a drier forecast for Friday and a good chunk actually of the weekend. Here's the reason why the short term is so wonderful out there. Dew points right now in the 50s in many areas, a couple 40s showing up around Seymour. It's very comfortable, dry air. Now, I know those of you from Litchfield to Columbia are like, what are you talking about? I mean, we're still sweating down here. Yes, you are. It is still very humid off to the south, and it looks like that's going to be the case throughout the entire period here. So those of us along the north of the parkways are benefiting, but those south of there, not so much. As far as the radar goes, it is quiet at the moment. Now, as we look ahead here, we're going to see clouds increase later tonight as we got a little wave that's going to move across Tennessee. The extent of the cloud cover is going to be further than the rain will be. So at this point, I do think the clouds will have a chance to make it all the way up to about I-64 late tonight and early tomorrow morning. The rain is only forecast in the models, and it keeps varying. This latest run's taking it only to about Columbia. I will say, though, that there is some support that some of the rain may make it as far north as Bullitt County. Again, this will be mainly tomorrow morning, and passing showers, maybe a rumble of thunder will pass through, nothing severe. And then it'll be out of here by the afternoon hours, and we'll get some sunshine into the area. So we'll fine tune the forecast for tomorrow morning, but if you're south of 64, there is a chance for rain for you guys tomorrow. I'll keep that in mind, and hopefully we can keep it closer to the Tennessee border than Indiana. All right, as far as the trends go into Friday, again, trending drier. By 1 o'clock Friday, we're already in the mid-80s. I think we'll touch 90 by Friday afternoon. Here's the NAM model. It shows a similar setup as we head into Thursday, but again, note it's somewhat northward trend here of some of the showers reaching at least I-64 early tomorrow, so that's where we're going to keep that chance of rain in the forecast. Moves out of here as we head into Thursday night, and then as we head into Friday, nice and dry, and even into Saturday and Sunday, we're looking to be overall in good shape. Now, Sunday afternoon and Sunday night, we will start to see a boundary move in from the north here, so storm chances do increase toward the end of the weekend, but most of the weekend, I think, is looking good. Wanted to mention this. This is from the Japanese forecast site they use for long-term. And they usually, it's called JAMSEC, and JAMSEC usually does a pretty good job in long-term forecasting. And they look at several different parameters: the ocean temperature, the temperature on land, and of course precipitation. And what this is the forecast for all three of those from July of last year, of 2014. And last year it was showing warmer than average waters right across the Pacific coast here. And we had some El Nino, but it was fairly neutral in the El Nino zone here in the Pacific Ocean. Note, though, how cool it was in the Central Pacific, and it's that horseshoe shape. We'll call that a Maduku El Nino pattern, which tends to lead toward colder weather in eastern United States. And sure enough, this was its forecast last July for last winter, for colder than normal over a good chunk of the eastern United States, and sure enough, that was right on par. Now, where it was off is it forecast a lot of dry weather for us in much of the eastern half of the country, and very wet in the west. Well, we know how that turned out. It ended up being very dry in the west, and we ended up being pretty wet and active with several storm systems, especially mid to late winter. So, but overall, the Japanese model didn't do too bad for last winter from July last year. So what's it saying this July? Here's the new data. What stands out right away? The strong El Nino that is showing up here in the Pacific Ocean, and it's forecast to get even stronger as we head into the upcoming fall and winter. Very strong, warm waters here off the Pacific Ocean. Still seeing signs, though, of that horseshoe shape or the Maduku type style of El Nino, which would tend to lead again toward colder weather. But this is a strong El Nino, so there's going to be a similar influence for this upcoming winter based on these values, but not exactly the same. And therefore, the model is now forecast only the colder weather. If you look carefully, it's hard to see and know. The coldest of weather, mainly for the southeast corner of the country, otherwise at or above average starting Kentucky and for the rest of the nation. And it is forecast, if you look carefully, drier than normal over Kentucky and very wet in the southeast and very, very wet, which is typical El Nino for California. So interesting to see the stats come out. They came out again in the past 24 hours. We'll keep an eye on the forecast here. This is just one model's idea of the upcoming winter, but for you box lovers, I'll try to feed you whenever I can. And that's at least a piece of data I got for today. All right, enjoy the weather. It is beautiful out there. We'll have much more on that rain chance for Thursday morning come today, beginning at 5.